We are now just 99 days away from the U.S. presidential elections, and Julia Benbrook joins us from the White House now. And Julia, with a new name at the top of the ticket, Democrats are hoping to continue their momentum this week.
And the Harris campaign says that they've brought in $200 million since President Joe Biden dropped out of the race. 66% of that amount, they say, is coming from first-time donors. They're also highlighting organizing efforts with 170,000 new volunteers. Former President Donald Trump is reacting to the Harris campaign's momentum with a series of personal attacks.
If a crazy liberal like Kamala Harris gets in, the American dream is dead.
Referring to her as evil and mocking her laugh at a campaign rally over the weekend.
And now that she's in this position, they're trying to make her into a, let's say, Margaret Thatcher. I don't think so. It's not going to happen. Margaret Thatcher didn't laugh like that, did she?
Harris is pushing back, calling Trump's comments wild lies and just plain weird.
Some of what he and his running mate are saying, well, it's just plain weird. I mean, that's the box you put that in, right?
She's not the only Democrat using that word to describe Trump. Several allies and potential VP picks are now using it when talking about the top of the GOP ticket.
These guys are just weird. That's who they are.
It's the weirdest thing. He'll go and like literally hug an American flag. Now, I love the flag, but I mean, it's like weird what he does, right?
The voting process to officially name Harris as the Democratic Party's nominee is expected to begin this week. Voting will be conducted by electronic ballots sent to convention delegates. Party officials have said their goal is to nominate the presidential and vice presidential candidates by August 7th. Cynthia?
And Julia, of course, that date is coming very quickly. What do we know so far about Kamala Harris's choice for a VP?
Well, we know that the vetting process has started and that the Harris team is looking at a number of factors, including how this VP pick will stack up against Trump's running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. And just a reminder of how quickly this race is changing. Just over a week ago, Harris herself was preparing to take Vance on. And she told several advisors during that time that she saw Trump's choice as kind of doubling down to the MAGA base instead of trying to expand his appeal, which could give us some insight into her thought process going forward. Now, there are still several names being floated, among them Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, and Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear.
And meanwhile, Julia, President Biden is calling for major changes or reforms to the Supreme Court, and Kamala Harris is endorsing those changes.
That's right. President Joe Biden is proposing term limits for Supreme Court justices, a code of conduct for the high court, as well as looking to strip the president of immunity for crimes committed in office. Now, Biden's proposed reforms stand little chance of going anywhere with a divided Congress, but during an election year could serve as a message to the Democrats' progressive base.
Julia, always great to talk to you. Thank you very much. That is CNN's Julia Benbrook at the White House.